my channel. As you can see by the title, today I am discussing the reverse mortgages and why a lot of signing agents, and I mean a lot, like probably 90%, just based on the stuff that I see in Facebook groups and the many notary groups that I'm in, which I'm about to mute some of them. They all, for the most part, will say or tell people to not take any reverse mortgages. But honestly, somebody got to do them. However, I'm not here to sway you either way. At the end of the day, it's your money. It's just your business. However you want to do business, take whatever job you can take. Take whatever job you need to take. So getting into it, I did my first, second, and third reverse mortgages this past week. All of my clients were in their 80s, and it was 2 men and 1 woman. Now, the first one I did was very, very low for the amount of documents that I seen pop up when I opened up that PDF. It was 259 pages. And the company was paying me either $70 or $75. Now, normally I don't tell people what's too low or what's too high or anything like that. But I'm telling you now, when it comes to that many documents that you have to print, $70, $75 is too low. So, but if you never did, a type of loan and it comes up like that, excuse me, take it for the experience, do it correctly, and then the next time you see it pop up on your notifications again, then you can have the confidence to counter for something a little higher. So getting back to it, so I accepted it, was printing out the documents, and I just discovered that 2 of the ones that I did were reverse mortgage loan applications. They were applications. And the one for the female was the actual loan, I suppose. So it's going to sound crazy, but I actually kind of like the applications because you don't have to sign anything as a notary, and you don't have to stamp anything, notarize anything. The only person who's signing papers is the recipient, the client. And this particular company, it was AAG, American Advisors Group. They're usually the ones who handle and create these reverse mortgages. So I had liked how they did the application packets because, yes, when you look at it, it's like 259 pages. What? I better not have to make no copies, because that's what was going on in my mind when I first seen it. But as I'm looking through the PDF, they already have it set out where it says, please sign these documents. And then the other half will say borrower's copy. Excuse me, I'm saying borrowers. The client's copies. So they already set it out and separate the documents, the pages, in a way that we normally would have to separate the pages from, their copy and the actual part that they actually have to return to title or whoever. So I enjoyed that because it was organized. It was no guesswork in that. So, and I really love the fact that I did not have to sign and notarize anything. They didn't have to sign my notary journal. I'm just the messenger, basically. When it came time to so I set their copies aside. If you want to know how I do it, I have just a manila folder, and I put rubber bands around. The documents first, put them inside a manila folder, and then I put another rubber band on the outside of the manila folder, and I actually write on the manila folder with the permanent marker, whatever kind of loan it was, whether it's refinance or whether it's reverse, I write that on there, and I put copy, I put their first initial, dot, and their last name, full last name, and then the date that they signed these documents. So that's something that I actually started this week, because in the beginning, when I first started this whole signing agent business, I was giving away my colorful little binder clips. And you know that gets expensive, and now I'm out of the thick ones, the big ones that actually wrap around these thick documents, and now I'm left with these little ones. So I've been using the little ones and just giving those away when it comes to attaching like checks or any kind of payment that they have to return for at closing. So anyway, back to the reverse mortgages. Those were quick. They were quick because this is what I did. So in the beginning, I was like, people were like, yeah, and I even had advertised it in my affiliate links for Amazon because I did buy them, but I had never used them up until this point. The sign here, initial here, little post-it stickies, which are reusable. I found that out too. So I went through the documents because, you know, I like to go through and look at stuff, what I'm going to, so it won't be a surprise at the table. So I will look through it, and because I knew they were older. If you don't know, reverse mortgages are usually always for senior citizens, so 60 and older, which is another reason why a lot of people signing agents don't want to take it. Not only because it's a lot of documents and it's usually low pay, but because the clients you don't know who you're gonna get. You know, some elderly people took care of themselves throughout their life, so they might be 80, but they still, you know, energized. They're still physically capable, still able to move like a young body. And then there's those who don't take care of themselves and their body, you know, shows their age. Anyway, that's a little side tangent. But so I went through and I stuck all the little tabs on there. And one of the guys, he was like, I really like this. He was flirting with me. So be careful with that. You know how old people are. No offense to any old people watching this, but I don't expect 80-year-olds to be watching this. Anyway, so he was like, yeah, I really like how you did this or whatever. Now, I will say, even at those, remember, they're older. So even though my stickies were there, some of them were still asking where to sign. And these were bright color stickies, like red, green, yellow. They were still, like, confused at where to sign, so. But it just made everything easier, because for me, it made me remember where they're supposed to sign at. So that signing, the application part only took both times 30 minutes. 30 minutes. In and out that fast. Now the one that I did with the lady, which was the actual loan, hers now, even though 259 sounded like a lot of pages, hers I actually had to print a copy of, and hers original first stack was like, I think it was like it was in the 170s. So printing another one, that's more than a 259. But actually hers was, they paid me over 100 for that. Over 100, not 100. They paid me over 100 for that. And that was through a different signing company at that. So with hers, we took right at an hour with that one. Right at an hour. That's how long it took for that one. She wasn't really a slow signer, but you could tell she was 80s. But I say all this to say, I almost allowed all these people in these Facebook groups saying, don't do it, oh my gosh, oh the dread, to keep me from making that bit of money. Because that was what? I'm about to see in my head real quick how much that was. That was like $350 for those three that I would have missed out on if I would have listened to people about don't do reverse mortgages. And I always pray over when it comes to this business, because of the stuff people be saying, the negative experiences that they had. I take that and I heed the warning. I don't just be like, oh, they just talking. I heed your warnings, because I don't, diminish anybody's experience, because that's your experience. However, like I said, I heed the warning, and then I pray. I pray over everything. Even before the signing comes, I'm already prayed over anything that come my way, anything that I accept, anything that I'm assigned to. Because I personally can't handle no foolishness. I can't handle the foolishness. I can't. So, but I prayed that they were smooth, that these people were hipped, that the signings went fast, and I always pray, of course, that there are no errors in my stuff, no major errors at least, to where it can't be easily fixed by title or whoever else receives the documents. But yeah, now will I do them again? I would prefer not to, because I had to buy toner in the middle. That first one that I had got, yeah, I had to, it only printed some of them. Then I had to go run literally up the street to Office Depot and get some more toner, come back, change it out, and then finish printing. So no, I don't like that, because if you haven't started this business yet, one thing that I would say, you're going to be buying a lot of toner. And toner ain't cheap. Okay? Toner is not cheap. And not the brand name ones. Now the little generic off-brand stuff, it may be cheaper in price, but it also could be cheaper in actual quality. So you gotta, it's a it's a little bit annoying when it comes to this toner stuff. I normally had bought the Brother. So far, I bought 2 Brother brand toners, and it was actually like $45 each. But then I just paid like $38 from this off-brand company on Amazon for 2. $38 for 2. And so far, I mean, it's printing good. It's just as black as the other one. So, but they also have reviews on it stating that, some of the toner cartridges they get don't always be as great as the one you just bought. So, it's crazy. So you will be going through a lot of toner. That's why, honestly, I don't really care for this whole repetitive crap that title be printing in these documents, where it's like, why do you want your handbook back? Why do you want your handbook back? And then you telling me to print another handbook that's 18 pages or more to get to the customer? Why can't I just take out the handbook I already printed one time with your stack and give it to the signers? So I just don't like stuff like that. It's just, common sense ain't so common. And it's a lot of documents that you will find that they don't need that. And y'all don't need this. So it's like, why are you wasting my toner and my paper? But that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to be complaining or whatever. But it's just, I just wish they change a little bit of stuff in the industry to where it's better for all of us and it's cost effective. Because a lot of stuff right now is a waste of money. It's a waste. It's a waste. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of paper. And some things got to change, and hopefully it change. Anyway, so again, reverse mortgages are not hard. They are, if you get the application, that's really easy. Really easy. Really easy. Like, I'm telling you how easy it is. Remember, those took me 30 minutes. I tabbed them with the little sign here tabs. Only the client signs. One of them I actually explained to him the documents, but the other one, the last one actually, he was sitting on one end of his table and I was sitting on the other end of his table. And see, that's why the tabs had worked, because I could see from afar where he needed to sign and all that kind of stuff. So just something, to consider. At least my money didn't go to waste on that, because I was starting to think, well, maybe I should just give them away to the people in these Facebook groups saying that they tab up everything. Because I don't think, like, when it comes to these regular refinances and other mortgage closing documents, it's not necessary to tab up, and you're going to be going through a lot of tabs for those documents, because there's a lot of places to sign, a lot of places to notarize. But for the reverse, it's definitely not really necessary, but it's good. So, but anyway, that's it. I don't want to ramble. Don't be afraid of reverse mortgages. When you see reverse popping up from the signing company on your phone, if the money in the distance is good, take it. Just to get that one under your belt. Because when I first got that one, I was like, oh yeah, I'm one and done. And then the next, I think in the same day, I got those other 2 notifications for the other ones, and the money was good. Okay, I'm not in a place to be picky. Right now. Soon, but not right now. Okay, so I took them and they were easy peasy, 1, 2, 3 easy. So anyway, y'all, that is all about these reverse loans. That's all I have to say about them. Do what you will with the information. And thank you for watching. And until next time.